Thank you so much. Well, decades of stunning images have continued to spark our imagination. Our very own Chandler Jordan shows off the latest images from the Hubble Space Telescope in your moment of science.
April 24th, 1990. A new era of space science begins with the Hubble Space Telescope being launched into orbit. 35 years later, it's taken 1.7 million observations. NASA has released 4 new images to mark the occasion. We chatted with Hubble's senior project scientists to walk us through these breathtaking pictures.
One of them is the Rosette Nebula, or a part of it, where stars are still forming. And you can see dark clouds and then lit up clouds behind those where new stars are ionizing the gas and showing off this glow.
Next up, a planetary nebula of sorts. 250 years ago, astronomers thought they were looking at giant planets while observing these, but were eventually proven wrong.
It is really the remnants of a dead star system, and the outflows from the remaining white dwarf star are creating this glowing cloud that's expanding away from the central sources there.
From our Milky Way galaxy to one that's nearly identical.
It doesn't look quite like we think our Milky Way does because the spiral arms are kind of smudged together. We call it a flocculent spiral.
Much closer to home, the red planet looks as stunning as ever before.
As Mars is rotating, we see the icy poles on the top, we see clouds, and we can also see mountain ranges and deep canyons and plain structures. Mars is an interesting planet to study, both for what it's doing now, but for what it was like in the past.
Hubble's history features a shaky start, needing a mirror upgrade in 1993. One of Hubble's shining accomplishments is its UV light detection, finding the most distant star yet. At that time, it took 12.9 billion light years to reach us.
When Hubble was launched, we didn't even know if there were exoplanetary systems outside of our own solar system.
Since the universe is ever expanding, this star is nearly 28 billion light years away. For context, 1 light year is roughly 6 trillion miles.
Hubble is now honing in on understanding the nature of the atmospheres of these exoplanets. This is an example of how Hubble is being used for science now that was never envisioned when Hubble was designed.
From checking on close neighbors to exploring the great beyond, it's 35 years of history for one of the most productive scientific instruments of all time. For this week's Moment of Science, I'm Chandler Jordan.